Konnichiwa, and welcome back to the NJPW Block A recap for July 22nd through July 27th. I'm Adolfo, the nerdy Puerto Rican, one half of the Strong Style Syndicate. Alright, y'all, let's get right into it. It was a fun surprise to have Drilla Maloney from the B Block on commentary for the July 22nd matches. Callum Newman versus Ryohei Iowa. A little early jawing off between the two, and then we were off to the races in this match. Newman introduces Iowa to Bushido Barricade, but the knee resurfaces. Iowa focuses on Newman's weak knee and finishes him off with a stiff lariat. Shosha Iowa. Bolton Oleg versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. A technically sound start with Oleg paying much respect to the ace. Tanahashi had some brilliant technical flashes, but the big man from Kazakhstan hit his finisher to pin Tanahashi. Shoshe Oleg. Sonata versus Evil with Dick Togo and Don Filet. In a mirror universe reversal of the last match, Sonata and Evil showed each other much heelish respect. It got really interesting when Kanemaru came in after ringing the bell to cast destruction and made himself the ref. In the end, though, all the House of Torture shenanigans couldn't prevail against the House of Torture shenanigans, I guess? I don't know. At any rate, Sonata pins Evil with a roll-up. Shosha Sonata. Taichi versus David Finlay with Gedo. Come on, bitch, wanna go? Was the mantra in this match as Taichi went toe-to-toe with the War Dogs leader, and he actually came out on top. Shosha Taichi. Yuya Uemura versus Yota Tsuji. A fantastic match to watch, with Uemura matching everything that Yota Tsuji threw at him. Tsuji had to dig deep into his bag of Lucha Libre tricks and hit Uemura with not one, but two Gene Blasters to get the pin. Shosha Yota Tsuji. Bolton Oleg versus Sonata. An early offense and Sonata introducing Oleg to the audience. Literally couldn't stand up to Oleg's strength. With a kamikaze, Oleg pins Sonata. Shosha Bolton Oleg. Callum Newman versus Yuya Uemura. Well, we can effectively add Callum Newman's left arm to the growing list of his weak points, as Yuya Uemura focused on that left arm with arm bars and arm locks. In the end, Uemura hit a beautiful gator roll into a German suplex for the pin. Shosha Yuya Uemura. Taichi versus Evil with Dick Togo and Don Filet. Even the ref getting shots on Evil, and a young lion trying to intervene to stop the House of Torture shenanigans, Taichi could not overcome the house. Evil. He couldn't overcome Evil. Evil pins Taichi. Shosha Evil. Ryohei Iowa versus Yota Tsuji. Another banger of a match from younger NJPW talent, showing that NJPW will be well taken care of for years to come. Iowa uses both strength and technique, but Tsuji is able to match and reverse everything that is thrown at him. Out of nowhere, Yota Tsuji is able to hit a reversal into a backslide for the pin. Shosha Tsuji. David Finlay with Gedo versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. Don't Pull My Hair was a really great comical moment towards the start of this match that saw Finlay bringing a physical offense that I don't feel Tanahashi has seen yet in this tournament. The ace shows why he's the ace, though, as he hits a beautifully executed surprise roll-up for the pin. Shosha Tanahashi. It was a surprise on July 27th when ELP sat in on commentary. Bolton Oleg versus Yota Tsuji. Tsuji again digs deep into his lucha bag as he uses speed to cancel out Oleg's power attacks. Oleg makes a mistake as he tries to hit a kamikaze from the top rope, with Tsuji was able to reverse into a near fall, which fed into a gene blaster for the pin. Shosha Tsuji. Callum Newman versus David Finlay with Gedo. Callum Newman goes for a lightning-fast offense at the beginning, but Finlay is able to slow him down to his pace when he is introduced to the crowd, literally. Finlay goes for a powerbomb to finish off Callum Newman, but Callum Newman reverses it midair for a surprise roll-up that gets him the pin. Shosha Callum Newman. Taichi versus Sanada. Taichi just said my theme song and tries to put Sanada down fast. Unfortunately, them House of Torture shenanigans by way of Kanemaru assists negated anything, even from help for Taichi from a young lion and Japanese announcer. Sanada in the end gave Taichi the honky-tonk treatment by smashing his guitar into Taichi's face for the pin. Shosha Sanada. Evil with Dick Togo and Don Filet versus Yuya Uemura. In a stark flip from the previous match, House of Torture shenanigans could not keep Yuya Uemura down. Evil is just straight up outgunned as Uemura hits his deadbolt suplex on Evil for the pin. Shosha Yuya Uemura. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Ryohei Iowa. Iowa goes for technique against the ace, but resorts to his power as he hits Tanahashi with a powerful lariat to pin the ace. Shosha Ryohei Iowa. Points through July 27th. So, as we see, a lot has changed in this first week. We have Hiroshi Tanahashi, Taichi, Sanada, and Callum Newman all tied with 4 points. In the middle, we have Uemura, Bolton Oleg, Iowa, and Evil with 6 points. At the very tippity top, we have Yota Tsuji with 8 points. At the bottom, we have David Finlay with 2 points. So, my matches for this past week, I'm actually going to split them up into 2 categories because we had some great, technically sound wrestling matches, and then we had some very entertaining wrestling matches that might not have been as sound, but really, I feel, for the production value, deserves to be up there. My matches of this past week all go to Yota Tsuji. Each and every match that he wrestled was technically spot on, very exciting, and held you captivated until the last pin. On the flip side of that, my most entertaining matches have to go to Evil and Sanada and the House of Torture crew. It is very evident that the House of Torture is coming out in gang mode to just mump up anyone that they're wrestling. And though most of the time I don't really like that sort of heelish outside interference coming in to interfere with a match, the way that they have done it in this past week has been very funny and very entertaining. Check them out. So my final thoughts for this week from July 22nd to July 27th. It's still really early. I know that a lot of outlets and some other channels are really freaking out and making it feel like it's the end, but it's not. If you look at the standings, everyone is still mathematically in it, and for all intents and purposes, it's a really tight field. From day to day, it can change just like that. So I'm expecting coming into this upcoming week a lot of interesting things to happen and to keep this A block super exciting. So that was your A block recap. Please make sure that you check out Mikey's B block recap, which I'm sure is already up because I have no time management skills. Not only that, please make sure that you check out all the Iconic shows that are coming up this week. Until next time, I'm Adolfo the Nerdy Puerto Rican. Matane.